We're here with Judge Williams at the 26th anniversary of the Sarasota Film Festival here at Regal Theater. Tell me a little bit about your involvement, Judge Williams.
Well, this year I'm involved in a couple of different projects. I don't have a film in the film festival, but there is a section of the film festival that's called the African American Sidebar. And we have had this tradition going on about 6 or 7 years now, and where there are certain films that we sort of select. I'm a part of the selection committee that sort of celebrate the African American experience, not only locally, but nationally and globally. So I'm very excited about that. But I've been involved with the Sarasota Film Festival, I'm thinking at least 15 years. We had a film that premiered in the film festival about that time, with the help of Charles Clapsaddle and METV, called Through the Tunnel. It debuted at the Sarasota Film Festival. It's been screened, I think, 3 times in the festival by popular demand. And so I'm really proud of that film, and that's sort of how I got started.
I love that film. That's the one Henry Lawrence was in, right?
Yes, Henry Lawrence and the legendary high school football coach Eddie Shannon, who I understand is 101 years old, or at least this will be his 101 birthday year. And so that was just a great and fantastic event, not only for the film festival, but for the entire community.
Well, and it really told the story about, what they had to do to survive and be a part of a football team. It was so inspiring. So a little bit more about the African American Sidebar. Tell me more about what that means to our city.
Well, and it's not just for African American filmgoers, but the Sarasota Film Festival has always sort of been at the forefront of making certain they've had diverse films. And so we have brought in films that celebrate different aspects of the African American diaspora here in the United States. We have short films, we have narrative films, we have documentary films. In fact, the opening night film, Bull Street, was done by an African American producer and director. We're really proud of that. And tonight is the premiere of a Luther Vandross documentary that's sold out. And we're very, very happy and very pleased. I'm very pleased with the Sarasota Film Festival for making accommodations for that.
And so excited to see that film, Luther Vandross. I mean, he could sing to me anytime.
Anytime. In fact, the title of the documentary is Never Too Much, and that's certainly appropriate for Luther.
And what are you working on next, Judge Williams?
Well, right now, I've got one project that I'm trying to finish up with Duran Adams, who is also a co-producer and director of Through the Tunnel, and it's a film about an African-American fish fry that takes place every Friday at St. Andrew's AME Church in Palmetto. We're still working on that a little bit. Hopefully it'll be ready for a film festival next year.
Well, thank you so much for all you do for the Sarasota Film Festival and creating such marvelous films for us to see.
And thank you, too, for all your work.
Thank you. We're here with Scott and Chloe, and the film is called Women of the Watershed. Tell us a little bit about it, Chloe. It's your first film.
Yeah, so this film is about women and conservation in the Everglades, and it redefines the role of conservation. And the film focuses on the Everglades and the entire watershed system. So the Everglades starts down by the Keys, by Florida Bay, and goes all the way up to Orlando. And not many people know just how vast the Everglades is. So we wanted to bring some awareness on that, as well as bring awareness to the amazing women that have been involved for almost a century now. And that there are still women who are actively involved and actively doing so much to help the Everglades. And also to help spread the message that we need to save the Everglades and save all of our waters in Florida because they're so integral to our everyday lives.
They are. And what inspired you to create this film?
I've just been involved in any environmentalism that I could have been ever since I was a kid. I was in the Girl Scouts. I was in the Everglades Foundation High School Leadership Committee, and I've just really have always had a passion for nature. And growing up in South Florida, I have obviously a passion for the Everglades. And so learning that stuff was very important to me. And as I was deciding what I wanted to do for my future, I decided that for me, what's more important is spreading the message. So I really want to be able, not just with this film, but with films I plan to do in the future, to really spread messages to people around the world about conservation and about women and how women are integral to everything that we do.
And they are. And thank you for sharing your story. And Scott, tell me a little bit about your involvement and what the film means to you.
So I'm the director of the film, and I've worked in film my whole life, but this was one of the first opportunities that I've had where I could work with one of my daughters. I have 3 daughters, and my wife is also executive producer, Joanna, and it was a labor of love, and it was the little family film that could. And so it was been a really wonderful experience, and it was inspiring to be able to meet all of these women in science, advocates, artists who are just doing incredible work to help save and restore the Everglades. And to do it with my daughter and with my wife, it's just been a great experience.
And really to celebrate their works in helping our environment. And people don't know all that goes on and what's behind it. So what does it mean to you to be here at the Sarasota Film Festival?
Well, we love coming here. We've been to the Sarasota Film Festival before. We had a previous film 2 years ago called State of Rodeo that also talks about a little bit about Florida history and the cattle culture. And Sarasota and the people here are just always great. It's always a thriving environment, especially for the world of film and cinema. And it's just a great community. The people here are very supportive of the arts, and we just appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Well, thank you for being here. And Chloe, one last question. What do you want people to take away from this film tonight?
I want people just to know how important our water is. Our water feeds us. And what's really important is that we need to realize that when we're taking this water away, we're stripping it of its, nutrients and wonderfulness. And the best thing that we can do to help ourselves is help nature and help the environment and do whatever we can to make sure that we are still here because we help the environment.
And what are you working on next? What's important to you?
Well, I'm currently enrolled in university, and I plan on to continue learning about everything I can about creating projects like this and really focus on storytelling. And I'm just going to see what stories sort of find me and continue to explore the things that I'm passionate in.
Right, find what's in your heart. And Scott, what about you? Any new visions?
Yeah, actually, the next film that I'm working on delves into the world of archaeology and the ancient civilizations that were here in Florida. So Florida history has always been one of my passions, and archaeology and the incredible world that were here before us don't usually get the spotlight. So we're looking forward to talking about that world and the world that came before us. So it should be fun.
Great. Well, thank you again, and have a wonderful evening. We're here with Vicki Oldham at the 26th Sarasota Film Festival. I can't believe it. So tell me a little bit about your involvement. You have such a great spirit. So tell me a little bit about what you've done in the film festival.
Listen, I have been involved with this film festival for many, many years. It was at one time the Sarasota French Film Festival. So Sarasota partnered with the French government, and they brought a film festival here, and I was able to go to Cannes to the film festival there as a direct result of Sarasota's partnership with the French. I was at the film school, Florida State University Film Conservatory at the time.
Wow. And so tell me, what's important to you, and why is the film festival important to Sarasota?
Well, it's one of my favorite events because I'm a student of film. I went to film school at FSU the film conservatory. And so we were taught how to study film, how to read a film, and that film festival, I was in the inaugural class. So my class was a very important class to Sarasota because they were watching us to see if the film conservatory was going to be a success. Well, it is a success. It moved to Florida State now and out of Sarasota, but oh Jesus, I have so many wonderful memories of meeting stars and seeing really, really great movies and watching movies all day, not going to class. Oh, it was fun. So it brings back a lot of great memories. And you know, film tells stories in ways that other mediums cannot. So I love it.
And it helps us learn, just like we were speaking with Chloe a moment ago about the environment and just the education that it can bring to people. I learned so much being here at the Sarasota Film Festival myself.
Right.
What would you tell an inspiring student?
Well, there are places that I may never visit, but a great film shot, say, in the Swiss Alps, can help me experience the Swiss Alps. Well, I was close to the Swiss Alps when I went to Cannes, and so maybe I will get a chance to visit it again, but film allows us to be in places and experience things that we may never experience. You can experience things through people. I'm never going to be on the streets of certain cities, but I can go there because somebody's going to make a film about it. So it's very, very important toward understanding humanity.
It is. And we thank you so much for all you've done through all your film experience. What are you going to see tonight?
I am going to see the documentary Luther, and that is so special to me because as a journalist, I wanted to interview him when he came to Tampa, and his PR folks said, no interviews, but we will allow you to go behind stage. I will always remember what behind stage at a Luther concert was like. It was as quiet as a pin. Very, very professional. It showed his perfection to me as an artist. You know, there was not a lot of playing around, you know, drinking backstage and glad handing or anything. People respected him as a perfectionist. And so I want to see the documentary tonight.
And I can't wait to see it. He is an incredible artist.
I love the music, and I am expecting to be singing along, and I'm hoping that the rest of the audience will sing some favorite Luther songs.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Vicki.
Sarasota. I think you're an amazing place, and I think that this film is very fitting here. It takes place in Florida. It's a very Floridian story, and it's just really fun and unique and really cool actors, and I promise you've never seen anything like it. Putty Sticks is my first feature. It's about this burnt out, stressed out video game designer who joins a secret society of adults who play like they're little kids. And everyone in the group has some deep, dark trauma that comes out through the course of the movie. A lot of it stemmed from my own life and a lot of like my own deep-seated shameful experiences and traumas, and being the daughter of a psychiatrist, and a lot of that stemmed from the truth. The whole project took many years. We started pre-pandemic and got interrupted by COVID, and then 2 years later came back and shot every other scene. So it was a very, very long journey. And then I'm in love with actors, so just really showcasing the ensemble performances in the movie is one of my favorite parts. Oh yeah, and I worked with this great casting director, Kate Geller, and we have Dan Backetall from Veep and Mamadou Ache, who's in the New Yorgos Lanthimos movie, and Danny DeFerrari, who's in Shiva Baby, James Urbaniak, Devin Druid. It's really an incredible dream cast. Ben Norris, he's in the new season of Abbott Elementary. It's funny because in normal life, decision making is very tough. Like if you ask me what I want for dinner, that's really hard. But something about the adrenaline of being on set and it kind of forces you to listen to your instincts. And I don't know, that part's exhilarating. But yeah, just keeping all the continuity in my head, keeping it, I'm in every scene in the movie and also directing. So just having really, really strong teammates to rely on, having second eyes behind the camera, super helpful. Well, I want people to enjoy themselves. It is truly a comedy, and so I want people to feel free to laugh and have a good time, and then just feel more okay with themselves and more comfortable knowing that everybody has issues, and just hopefully feeling a little bit more at peace and a little bit more free to be who they are. Yeah, I'm developing my next feature that's going to be all about attraction and relationships and very different material, but it'll be similar dark comedy, and then continuing to act and be part of other creative endeavors. One, to get to share your work in a movie theater like this. This is an actual movie theater, so to get to see that 5.1 surround sound with audiences and to meet other people on the same journey. I've had so many wonderful experiences meeting other filmmakers at festivals, and then cut to a month later and they are come act in my movie or come produce it, or it snowballs from there. You never know who's going to see the movie and what opportunities are going to come, and it's really nice to just meet other people that are, it can be so isolating being a director, and just meeting other people who are on the same path is really necessary.